Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the San Diego Comic-Con 2017 exclusive Landspeeder and Luke Skywalker from the Black Series. I'm going to give you a quick look at the packaging. I really dig the back of the packaging because it features this little schematic artwork of the Landspeeder with a little like notations in Arabesh, so I think it's a really nice touch. Also, I dig the artwork of Luke in the Landspeeder, and I like that the little wind trail that's kicking up extends to the side and front of the packaging. Here's a look at the artwork on the side featuring R2 and 3PO. And if you care, here's a little close-up look at the spiel on the side. You can freeze frame it, check it out. Binary suns are on the side, and then we get a little bit of the wind still kind of trailing right there on the front by the little moisture evaporator. And I'll give you guys a look at the interior of the packaging, just so you can see like how the accessories are laid out. And you can also just see how many little plastic straps are attached to secure everything into this. So Luke comes kind of attached to the Landspeeder at first via this little plastic card, which, get rid of that. I'll take him out and review the Landspeeder first, and I'll leave the dome off just so we can get a better look inside the Landspeeder, just so you can see the little steering column and what I presume is like a little gear shift, but you can see there there's a little console there with some really clean paint between all the little red and blue and green little doodads and whatnots. So yeah, simple enough. Little yellow painted button there, but even the seats have a nice little texture to them that read kind of leathery. There is a light brown wash going over a darker brown base. So nice interior, but nice exterior too. You can just see the little details of that thingamajig there. This is the Comic-Con exclusive version, which claims to have a more detailed paint job than the regular retail one that'll be coming out later. I don't have that one obviously here to compare, but I mean there is silver paint over here to create the chipping effect, the dirty front, the kind of fading of the dirt, the way that the silver sides darken up as you get towards the front. Looks very nice. You can see the sides here, how dirty they get. This little thingy is open. You can just see the paint and the sculpting of all the cabling and stuff going on there. Not just surface level stuff, there's kind of stuff going on underneath, so I like that. Again, the back section here is kind of dirty too, especially this little scratch in the surface and all the texturing and the paint that went into that. So right on, here you have a better look at the back section as well. Some nice little venting going on there. What's cool about this is that the bottom little hover effect, you can just pull it right off so you can actually play with it like a real thing. Or you could just, reattach it to create the hover effect. It's just clear plastic. I should also show you guys that the little front section here has a nice little mesh effect. So that looks good too. Overall, the paint on this is really, really strong. But there's some other cool little bonus perks to this, since this is the Comic-Con one. As the hood opens up, and you can see there's a lot going on underneath the hood. All the sculpting going along here, the painted cables, the little yellow section there that was visible through the hood. And then also that little dingus right there moves when you push that little button. I mean, I guess that's neat, but I don't really care because I'm really going to be displaying this with the hood down. But I grew up as a kid playing with the old Landspeeder, so I have a nostalgic soft spot for the fact that this hood opens, because the old, Kenner one used to open and close. But bonus on this is that these little back sections open up too. This one just, is an empty thing to hold stuff. And then this one has more little doodads going on inside. So yeah, the old one back in the day, both the Kenner one and the 90s Power the Force one, had little spring-loaded wheels underneath. So to create the hover effect, just be spring-loaded, but you would see the wheels. I think this is a way better option. I really dig this, and the wheels don't mess up. the overall design underneath. Now let's look at Luke for a moment. Because Luke, I'll say this, and I've reviewed the previous A New Hope Luke, the Tatooine Luke. That one sucked. That one had a terrible head with just garbage paint job. This one gets a brand new head, so props to them for doing that. Is it an improvement over the old one? Yeah, totally. Does it really look like Mark Hamill? Not at all. In fact, what's frustrating is that there's already like a good looking Luke Mark Hamill head. We had it with like the very first Luke, like the X-Wing pilot Luke. Why don't they just use that head? Why'd they have to make this new one that doesn't look like him? It just kind of confounds me. It's like a waste of effort. The paint on this is considerably an improvement over the previous A New Hope Luke. The hair is pretty good. The lips and eyes and eyebrows are all well painted. Just the likeness isn't there at all. Also, you can see they've upgraded the fabric to a more linen-y fabric instead of that like cheap generic cotton or whatever they were using before. This linen is more accurate to the movie, so yay. And you know, coupled with the belt and the details on the belt, this is a good version of the figure in that regard. The texture of all that is really nice. The texture of the fabric is good, but it's still stitched in the same terrible pattern. It's just better fabric, still a bad design. Still a bad design work as far as, you know, the puffiness of the sleeves, the puffiness of all of it. I mean, just look how bulky it all is. I mean, I don't like soft goods on a plastic figure, and this is primarily why, because it looks like this, and that does not match the fact that his pants are made of a fabric and are supposed to read like a fabric, and they do, but the legs are well sculpted. It's the same Black Series articulation you see on every Hasbro figure, so I'm not going to go over it all. But yeah, good job to them for at least getting a good belt and a good paint job on the face, and slightly improving the previous A New Hope Luke figure. The figure comes with several accessories, including this Gilligan hat that Luke wore in one of the deleted scenes. The goggles on top look really good. The blue paint on the lens, the silver paint on the sides, really good. There's a nice little fabric-y sculpt to it. It's made of a softer rubbery material. I'll put it on the figure's head in a moment, but first I want to show you guys the macro binoculars, which look like the same macro binoculars that the regular A New Hope Luke came with. The only difference is that this was tightly packaged, and this top section is bending backwards a bit, so that's a bit annoying. Speaking of poorly packaged, this lightsaber hilt and blade are all bent to hell. This was in the packaging with like a little plastic band around it, which warped the hilt. I fell down and bent my hilt. The black paint on the bottom of the hilt is kind of faded and poorly painted. This is probably the worst lightsaber I've ever gotten in a Black Series figure. But I mean, just look at this blade. Look at that. It's ridiculous. Faring better, much better, is his rifle, which isn't bent, thank God. Here's just a closer look at the little silver paint detail going all along the barrel there. Pretty good. I'm really happy how that turned out. This also comes with Luke's poncho, which comes all folded and wrinkled out of the packaging, so I highly recommend, if you care about that sort of thing, maybe, you know, take an iron to it. But the poncho does fit over the figure pretty easily. Again, soft goods, so it flares out and doesn't really hang well. But there you go, there's that effect. And also, the little hat fits on really, really well. Like, like the rubber really helps it just sort of place on there. I really dig how it looks. This is one of the best things about this figure, is that the little Gilligan hat really does look pretty cool. When putting Luke into the Landspeeder and putting his hands on the steering wheel, I recommend you take the windshield off. That way your hands aren't limited by the restriction of space that the windshield can cause. Also, there's a little snappy thing right there, which is perfect for putting the rifle into place, and it goes on perfectly, so that's awesome. Now, this thing was selling at Comic-Con for $89.99. The regular version that's going to be available in stores retails for $59.99. So that's a $30 difference, and what that $30 gets you is a hood that opens up with a little engine and a little turbine that moves. It gets you what we're told is a better paint job. like a more detailed paint job than the regular retail release, and you get this. All that for 30 bucks, which, if I'm being honest, that doesn't really feel like it's worth 30 bucks. Like, all in all, I wouldn't say that this is worth 90 bucks. Having said that, I do like this. In fact, I like it a lot. I just think it costs a lot, like it costs too much, but I like it. Like I said, I have a huge fondness for nostalgic reasons of the old Landspeeder toy. So this is also a really well done Landspeeder toy. Like, the shape of it's great, like all the details within it, like it's very well sculpted. The side pieces are all great. The Luke figure is a modest upgrade. Yeah, I like it. 90 bucks like it? No. But as a Star Wars nerd, I do think it's awesome. And I will say the packaging was pretty nice. Like, I guess if you're an inbox collector, you know, that's a nice little window. It's got the nice artwork on the side. It's cool. So yeah, there you go. Also, side note, I'm not quite sure if the regular release, if it just comes with the lightsaber hilt or the full blade. If it does come with the full blade, I hope it turns out better than this one did. But yeah, I still like this. I mean, who doesn't love the Landspeeder? This is really fun. So thanks for watching, everybody. And follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. And if you're hunting for this on eBay, I wish you the best of luck at getting a good price. Yeah. Bye.